For Republicans in Congress who think they can oppose funding for Ukraine and not be held accountable, history is watching. History is watching. History is watching. Failure to support Ukraine at this critical moment will never be forgotten.
Meantime, Johnson's counterpart, Mike Johnson, the House Speaker, has basically said that he's not going to put this bill on the floor. And so thus, even though the Senate passed it, Mike Johnson saying it's not coming up means, again, something happened, but did it? Mitch McConnell responded this way, saying, quote, "We've heard all kinds of rumors about whether the House supports Ukraine or doesn't. It seems to me that the easy way to solve that would be to vote." Joining me now is the Republican congressman from Tennessee, Scott DesJarlais. He is a member of the House Armed Services Committee. Congressman, thanks for being with us here on the Hill. It doesn't seem as if this $95 billion package is going to get a vote, should it?
Not until we secure our border. I don't know what universe Biden's living in or Schumer's living in. A lot of the average Americans don't understand what's going on in Ukraine, maybe not even Israel, and certainly not Taiwan. All those are bundled into this massive spending package. Well, every state in the country understands what's going on at our southern border. The House has made it very clear. We need to secure our own border before we worry about securing other borders. I'm not saying those things aren't important, but it's pretty clear what order it should be taken care of in.
Let's live in the let's go to the present moment. You've sent something to the Senate called H.R. 2. They're not taking it up. The $95 billion bill is going to the House. Mike Johnson ain't taking it up. So I hear you talk about need to secure the border, but I think the real world that we're living in is Republicans have clearly made the calculation, we're not going to pass a dime until if and when Donald Trump is elected. Is that not the reality?
No, I mean, we had a aid bill for Israel on the floor last week, and the Democrats tanked it. There were some Republicans, too, but there was a standalone bill to fund Israel. Bottom line is, reality in our country is that we are literally being invaded from both our southern and northern border, and why this isn't the top issue on the administration's mind, I don't know. He keeps talking about the importance of funding Ukraine. I get briefed every month on the Russia-Ukraine war, and I understand the strategy there to degrade one of our adversaries. But the bottom line is, what happens in our own country is more important to Americans than what happens there. And we've been imploring the Biden administration to go on TV and explain to the American people why we should send money. And where did $60 billion come from? Is that for military aid? Is it humanitarian aid? Is it to prop up their government? We don't know what the right number is because there's no transparency. What we need to do is break that down. They're writing pretty big checks on the taxpayer dime. And we do know that we're spending a fortune and we're letting terrorists come across our border. We're watching people die every day of fentanyl. And so to ignore that problem and say that other countries are more important than our own is just ridiculous. And I don't know how they can be so blind to what the average American is seeing.
Congressman DesJarlais, we got to leave it there, but thank you for the time and thanks for being here on the Hill on NewsNation. We hope to have you back soon. Appreciate it.